Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire, do you hear the call? Coiling the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Under this desire, I have found the catalyst, and I have found the catalyst. All right, start to fade the band. That is the Catalyst. It is St. Ricketts. www.saintricketts.com. It is our Wednesday night theme song to the 100% live episode of The Yo Show Wednesday.
So exciting. Yo, yo, yo. So happy to be here.
Very excited to be here as well. We're going to take the guys out again. St. Ricketts, we love them, and we're pushing to get them guys back together and get them out on stage. A lot of things coming up Yo Show lately, Allie. So
A lot of
great
stuff happened this week.
A lot of stuff happened this week. We're going to get to that in a second. As you notice, Yo Show t-shirts in the house, folks. Can't get any more excited about that. Jeff the Shark Perini, a little under the weather tonight. Hanging in there, as you know, the show must go on. Nothing stops us. With me tonight, as always on Wednesdays, she's become a staple of the Wednesday evening. She is the Violet Vixen. She is Miss Allie Commissaro. Allie, good evening.
Hey, guys.
Last week, I hope looks like they're doing great. Last week, we had an awesome show for Allie's birthday. We pulled off the surprise. Despite the verbal abuse from her and some of her friends, and despite some of the angriness, the angry TikTok videos, we pulled it off. And a massive thank you to last week's surprise guest. It's going to be amazing. Miss Sky Sweetenham, of course, of Sumo Psycho. She was Allie. Oh, my God.
Exactly what I imagined her being like.
Agreed. Dennis Sullivan in the house. Dennis trying to get herself some judging duties at that Bloody Mary contest. I don't blame you, dude. It's always a great time. And as you know, Allie, let's jump pretty much right into it. This past weekend, me, you, Jewel, Dennis, my friend Steve, and my wife and all her friends, we blew it up at Murphy's wing contest and the Eagles pep rally, and there's a couple of photos.
The place was packed.
It was amazing. Here's like the pregame. I know there's pictures of small. That's pre-gaming at the Stoop Studios. Me, of course, our Tuesday girl, Jewel, Allie, and then the ladies.
TikToks.
The ladies killing it. Jewel, Allie, my wife Cassie. They're in size order. They're in hair color order. Absolutely amazing.
Do that in size order and hair.
It was great. And here's just some of the scene. Like we piled ourselves into this little booth. And this was where Jewel and I got into a chugging contest. And yes, everybody, I lost to Jewel.
By a sip.
But I'm not trying to lie like I beat her. She beat me. And also in that picture.
And let me just say to everybody, like you're just seeing the upstairs. The whole downstairs was also wall-to-wall people.
I mean, was.
So many people came out. It was great seeing everyone. I had people that I hadn't seen for years. And they're like, oh my God. Like, it was great.
And the best part about it was we came in. This was the first time we legitimately took it on the road. I did it once before, kind of for a quick thing during COVID. This is the first time we ever actually took everybody on the road. And it had, its moments here and there where it wasn't perfect. Okay. Didn't seem to matter. People were high-fiving me downstairs and saying, I tuned in on my phone. I ran upstairs for a minute and you guys were terrific. I don't think I recovered from it. I think I'm so hoarse from it.
How many messages did you ask about when the next event is?
I've had quite a few say, what's next? Sean, of course, from Murphy's, the awesome manager. They're having a Bloody Mary contest. And once you and the girls come down, just kind of co-host. They're going to have to blow it up and just kind of be there. And that stuff like that is just so cool because they enjoyed what we did. Already talking about having us back. So thank you to the team at Murphy's. I got a little thank you banner here. I like to throw these up. And now, some of the people we want to thank, of course, we want to thank Murphy's Beef and Ale. I want to thank Sean, the manager, my friend Steve for helping with some of the sound, Dennis with some of the camera work, and my wife Cassie, who became the wingette girl out of nowhere. I don't know how that happened.
Sped up video where she's like throwing the plates of wings and like.
If you go on our YouTube and just search the Yo Show, you'll see some great footage that Dennis managed to cut because Dennis made it into shorts. So, like some people are like, it was like 3 hours. That's a lot. It was a lot of fun too. But if you just want to catch some of the highlights, Dennis cut them into some videos, including the great one where our own Jewel Tatey announced that she had to pee, and I couldn't get out of the booth, and she almost peed herself right the table. Yeah, we thank Steve.
Very, very slow, but in your defense, you did have a kilt on.
Yeah, I had a kilt on. I noticed Jewel was looking to see if it rode up because I'm sure it would have been the butt of a joke. No pun intended. Like I said, I think
got out faster, and she could have got to the bathroom a lot quicker.
The wingette is here. She's watching us tonight. The wingette, we thank you very much. You were phenomenal. Did a great job. We thank, of course, Cassie. We thank Danielle Marquis, our awesome bartender upstairs. Angela Stracco, who was the shot girl who made the awesome Yo Show green bomb shots and hooked us up with a few. Kevin Urso, who thanked me a million times for letting me be part of it. Our friend Jay.
Everybody had a blast.
And everybody who came, and of course the Moist Collective who came out and gave out samples. My man Jim and Tina Hutton, thank you for that. Thanks everybody. And hey man, what's up? Thanks.
Like it's Jewel and my favorite. So
she kept saying how much she liked Morningwood. The fact I didn't fall off the counter at that just blew my mind. Because, as you know, and no offense to her, because we know I adore her, and usually she's the straight edge. But she kept saying, God, I love Morningwood, and kept going on and on and on. But I got to tell you, the energy was amazing. I absolutely agree. I can't thank everybody enough.
In Jewel's defense, though, and I have to just at least put this out there, it really isn't her fault that she got drunk. Let me just tell you, I put my friends on drink duty.
And I blame Kevin.
I usually get doubles. Well, they were getting her doubles all night, so she drank double what she usually drinks.
And she was great about it.
She was a lot of fun.
She was, and I'm going to spill the beans right now, and she's going to be mad if she hears me say this. She was the one that spilled the drink on the table.
She definitely did. I even called her out like numerous times. And she kept saying, she's like, I didn't do it. And I'm like, she's like, it wasn't me. And I'm like, it was you. Like, I know it was you.
I heard you say over and over, like, who spilled the drink? And, you know, she came around like, not me.
And then she didn't want to put her headphones on, like, on the table because it was soaked. So she's putting them on the microphone right in front of my live. I'm like, Jewel, can we please move them?
I tell you what, we had a lot of MVPs that night, and no disrespect to me or Allie, I think Jewel's the MVP in some way, shape, or form. Thank you. My wife is upstairs watching and giving me some highlights. Thank you, honey. Tonight, let's get back to it though. Tonight, like I felt sick the last couple of days. I haven't been feeling great, but this is a show that we have talked about for a while, and Allie will give you all the details of who to thank, etc. later on after they all get here. But we have a great doubleheader tonight, and for my years in Philly and being out in the scene and loving Philly music, which is one of the reasons that we started this program the way we do, is to get some of these great acts. And tonight we got just like a triple header of awesomeness. Awesome local musicians, Danny Beissel, Bobby Pirylis, and his wife, Karla Pirylis, will be our guests, and I'm psyched for it. We're going to bring me into different segments. Probably get Bobby and Karla around 8:20. We'll talk about Bobby's projects and Karla's projects. Around 8:40, we'll have Danny come in, and he's going to talk about some of his new stuff. And he's on the coast right now. He's out in Cali doing some projects. I love these guys, Allie, as you know. Big fan of Foster Child. Big fan of Featherborn. Big fan of Sidearm. So it's exciting for us. It's big for us. These are guys that I don't say grew up with. I mean, I'm fairly old.
They survived the decades.
They did. They've been around for a long time. And everywhere you go in these bars and you start talking, Danny Beissel. I know Danny. Like everybody knows Danny. You start talking about Bobby. I know Bobby.
Got either an inside joke or a great story. I've heard so many stories and like so many like just it's great vibes. Everyone knows Karla. Like everybody,
Yeah,
as soon as you say her name, a huge smile just comes over them. I'm like, I just want to have that effect on people. That's great.
I agree. I would kill for that.
Yeah, that's
I
an
really would like.
awesome vibe to send out into the world.
Sure. And the other cool thing I like as I always say, like it's not competition. Like the music scene and the celebrity scene in Philly is very
They are
I
all
don't know. Well,
so good to each other. Like uh,
it's right. It's a community. It's not a competition, and
Karla
everybody knows
messaged me.
each
She's
other.
like, make sure that Danny has his time to talk about his stuff. Like, it's just amazing how much they just have love for each other. Like, it really is awesome.
Agreed. And people who have been on this show in the past, and people that know of me and us and what we do, are like, "Oh, you're going to be on Jeff's show? Jeff's awesome! Like, have a great time, and make sure you say hi to Jeff and the team." And I love being on, and it's just stuff like that. It's such a great feeling because you get these shows and they're talking about, hey, what do you make for money and how many views you get, and none of that really matters. It's about that community and getting that circle that comes all the way around, and you'll
This
see
is the heart of Philly music.
exactly. We're becoming that. Like we did this thing at Murphy's. Not to toot my own horn, people who weren't there were getting word of mouth, messaging my wife and saying, "Hey, I heard Jeff and the girls
Or they
killed
heard
it
me
tonight."
screaming on my Facebook Live and showing them the crowd that was just
Yeah,
insane.
I started Facebook Living after a while. Facebook Live isn't the greatest idea because you get the entire crowd surfing. There was moments where people were like, "Hey, I can't hear you," but it was because there were so many people, and I was trying to be so loud to get over on it, and it was also the pre-Super Bowl, so you wanted to do the Eagles chants. The wing thing was phenomenal. Our contestant, we thank our contestant, Confessor Rosales, and don't worry, dude, I will
No
gladly.
more doing any more Little John, though. No more Little John noises because Joel and I started like a kind of like a drinking game off of it. Every time someone would either like, I think at one point it was like Eagle chant, and then it went to the Little John noise.
People kept hitting me for Little John, and a couple times they said you're working through the technical difficulties and trying to adjust sounds, and people are like, "What?" Now I'm like,
I
I
was having like
can't do it anymore, man.
flashbacks.
It was terrific, though. And that's the kind of thing, one of the many things we live for here at the show. Like I said, and at the end, and I commend everybody, commend Allie and Joel. At the end, they're all like, came to me like, "How do you feel?" I felt great. It felt great to be the center of attention like that and have the show bring so much to people, and awesome. My friends from Florida tuned in too. You guys rock. Thank you, man. That's greatly appreciated. We love stuff like that. Again, like huge thanks to the Moist Collective. Jim came out, brought us samples. We gave them out. We played little games with some of the audience to give out the samples, and it was wonderful. 9.9 out of 10. I'd give it a perfect, but I didn't get to eat any wings, so it gets a
You know
9.9.
what? We all had fun. And honestly, wait a second. This is the big, the only disappointment of the whole night. Wait a second. We were all planned to go to a diner after we left. Do you know diners close at midnight now?
Yeah, a lot of them
Every
started to
diner.
do that. It was
Every
like
diner.
it started with the pandemic thing and kind of grew that they close at midnight, and some of them now they want to be paid before you sit and eat. Hmm? Like you order and you're like,
We
okay,
were
pay
hungry.
the bill.
Like, we would have paid before we ate, but I mean, like, no place was open.
Yeah, there was actually the question that went down. There was actually this ongoing chant at the wing event this weekend where everybody kept doing the Little John and they were screaming what, and I'm screaming okay into the mic, and it got to be a lot for me after a while. Like I said, my voice is starting to recover.
That's
Um,
probably why you have no voice.
that's part of it, I'm sure. I'm also no fever though, but I'm very stuffy. But And yesterday I had called Danny. I had to call Danny and kind of make just give him the ideas of what's going on tonight. And like I said, he's on the West Coast. You had to set up the time and all, and just converse about what's been going on. And after a while, he's like, "Dude, I'm just gonna let you go. You sound horrible."
Yeah, you did not sound good at all yesterday. I was
No.
like, oh no.
I feel better today. My voice is still a little stuffy, and I apologize if randomly I'll, or try to cough. I'll try to prevent that. Jewel Tatey is in the house. Jewel, hopefully you're recovering after an amazing Saturday. I just had such a blast, and we have so much more stuff lined up. And I'm telling the girls today, like there's the Smoke Fest, and then there's Milo Sky is making an appearance, and they message us say, "Hey, we need you to come out." And we have another one of the Future Stars shows where our girl Elena broke us this Sunday at Sweeney's. I didn't even get a banner for it. I feel like an idiot, but we'll talk a little bit about it and we'll post it on our pages. These Future Stars are, we got a couple. We have Milo Sky. We're going to have Nailbite coming on next week. So we're getting to meet these great new bands, bring them to the program.
And I'm bringing Jackson with me on Sunday.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kid friendly.
Let the kids. Joel's bringing her daughter. We're letting the kids kind of tell us what they think.
Yeah, let them get into it. Like nobody's more honest than kids. Exactly. I like it. And like I said, we'll see Future Stars this Sunday. Tonight we're seeing legends, absolute legends of the Philly rock scene. And like I always said, like when me and Jewel first got into us, long story short, if you're new to what we do here, there's a lot of people already tuned in. We appreciate that. Nailbite will be here next Tuesday on our program. If you're kind of new to what we do, I used to be part of a show that was hosted in New York. And it was always New York this and New York that. I'm like, okay, this stinks. So finally, the guy doing it with me backed off. He's like, I'm done doing it. I kind of want out of the game. And he said, you can have it, take it, do whatever you want with it. That's why we're the Stoop Radio Network. That was kind of the name we developed. So I said, all right, I want to be the Yo Show. I want to be Philly. Like, we're going to have Philly everything. And put the ad on Facebook. Had one or two people who wanted to get into it. And then really kind of last minute, my good friend Chrissy's like, hey, do me a favor. My boyfriend's sister is, graduated college for communications, was an intern at a radio station, is interested. And I met Jewel. And the first thing out of her mouth when it came to this project was, I want to cover Philly music. Like Philly music. And I'm like, I like that. But we do a lot. We do international stars, actors, actresses, musicians, etc. But we love the Philly scene, Allie.
Yeah, and the people tonight like on Jeff's original list.
Mm-hmm. And that's awesome. Like I said,
that's a big deal.
You can't go, and I'll say this again, and
the first people that I went to, as soon as you said, you know what, if you want to try and get some guests, I'll give you a little bit of freedom. They were the first ones. I was like, oh, please, like, you got to come on. And it's hard. The rock stars have a very busy schedule.
And it's funny because, like, I told Danny this because Danny's like, I might pop backstage or just kind of hang out. I'm like, that's fine. So we're just going to kiss your ass up here while you're sitting back there. And, you can't go to a bar in Philly where people follow music and say Danny Beissel without somebody saying, I know Danny. Or me and Danny did this. Or remember the time Danny did, like, everybody's got a Danny story. Everybody loves Danny. Everybody loves Bobby. Everybody loves Karla. Like, the bands and the names and the tradition is awesome. That's why we're psyched.
And people are going to have to write in because too many people wanted shout outs. And
I mean, I barely give my own wife a shout out, poor thing. But even my wife, like,
write in and say, hey.
her, like, her, like, 95% of the scene is like, oh my God, I love Danny. Oh my God, he's great. And Bobby the drummer, oh my God, I love them guys. So she's upstairs
and
checking it out as well.
Like, whenever anybody is in town and they are missing someone, like, all of the guys, they all just jump in and just play. Like, it's just great. I love being around the vibe.
I agree.
It's
True.
just amazing. I took Jackson to go see Sidearm, and they're just they're fun to watch.
Do we have a few minutes? I actually promised I'd play a song or two, and I kind of forgot. We got so sidetracked. Let's shoot a song real quick while we wait for Bobby and Karla to get here. How about that? Let's go back to the days of Foster Child, and I love these guys so much. So we're going to load up a song here. We're going to play "Down to Us." What do you think? Good one, Allie?
Yeah.
Great song. Foster Child, "Down to Us." We'll play this real quick.
The child doesn't have any bad songs.
No, but true. And Bobby and Karla will be here shortly. We'll play this. I always feel funny playing it here in front of the artist in case the audio is a little off, but I'm doing it anyway because it's like my favorite song ever. Danny, I promise you I'd kiss your ass. Anyway, let's get it on. Foster Child. We'll play this real quick. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. By then, we'll have Bobby and Karla. We'll get into it with the artist and have a great time here on the air show. Be right back.
So lost, what can I say? I gotta believe you're making your way back to me. Those things we said, I need to believe you're making your way back to me. I just can't let you go, let you go. Our time unwinds. Let it go, let it go. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I just can't get enough. And it all comes down to us. Gotta believe you're making your way back to me. Those things I see in your eyes, gotta believe you're bringing it right back to me. I just won't let you go, let you go. Alone again, just let it go, let it go. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I just can't get enough. And it all comes down to us. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I just can't get enough. Yeah. And it all comes down to us, down to us. So lost, what can I say? Gotta believe you're making your way back to me. I just can't let it go, let it go. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And I just can't get enough. And it all comes down to us. Yeah. And I just can't get enough.
Ooh, I absolutely positively cannot turn off that ending guitar riff. Absolutely incredible. Foster Child, Down to Us.
Yeah, I
One of
was
my.
jamming out, like
Oh yeah.
total lip syncing that whole thing.
You cannot. I sing it almost as good as Danny. That's not true at all. I can't sing anything like Danny. Nobody can. Um, but just it brings back for me. Not want to say brings back like it's been so long ago, but just brings back the memories of being out and hanging with your friends. And after the set, everybody would go running to say hi to the band and the great music.
Tango.
Yeah, and I had it on CD, and then somebody borrowed my CD and never gave it back. You can imagine the pain. So, Danny, if you're out there, I need another copy of that CD, man. Not it's Nana's account.
I know John has I think their CD, or he's got the songs through his one of his devices. I know he's got them because we were listening to them.
And I tell you what, if you're out there watching, like on Facebook or something, like you can hop on YouTube, lay a comment, say hi to the guys. A lot of people are messaging me like, "Man, I remember this," and "Man, I remember these guys," and "Oh, how cool!" And it's very great. My wife says she missed her 20s. Shh. We don't show how many years ago it's been. We're all still young. Well, they're young guys. Like rock stars don't age. I
We
age
want to see
horribly.
those pictures at Whiskey Tango,
Yeah.
and I can't even think of all the good ones around there. They were at Sweeney's, I think, at some point. Um, the Rib House. They do a lot at the Rib
Yeah.
House.
I seen them open. God, I want to say it's either Electric Factory or TLA. They opened for a band that was members of Candlebox and members of Live. It's called the Gracious Few. And I was such a big fan of both of those bands. And they formed this band. And my buddy said, "I got tickets to go down and see this new band. It's like half Candlebox, half Live." I'm like, "I'm down." He said, "The opening act, you might know." He said, "It's Foster Child." I'm banging on his dashboard. I'm like, "Get out of here." He's like, "Yeah, they're opening. Do you know them?" I'm like, "Do I know them? Oh my God." And the show was incredible. They did a couple of Led Zeppelin covers to close the night out. They were awesome. And it was cool to see two awesome bands that get on the same stage. And you love when, oh, I'm going to ask them about how they all get linked, but it's awesome when other bands around the world get a link and then bring your favorites locally on stage to do their thing. And they couldn't have picked a better band. Like it was the ultimate opener. And of course, my wife had to work that night and didn't get to go with us. But
Thanks, Kev.
thanks, Kev, for your dot. I tried not to drink any beer tonight, but I'm out of beverage. I'm very hoarse and
That's
dry.
like Kev's way of saying he's watching.
Oh, the dot? Okay, I get it. I don't remember my 20s. If you don't remember your 20s, that means you did them just right. Excuse me. Exactly. And the amazing thing is how, like Allie and I are, there's like a generation gap, yet we all know the same things that were hot and are still hot in this town, and the people and the names and the faces. So, and like I said, when she came to do Wednesday nights, I'm like, yeah, Wednesday nights I kind of mix it up. I do different guest co-hosts. This way, I bring new audience, etc. And from day one, she's like, yeah, this is me. I'm in. And I'm like, okay, what's that mean? Like every other week? Next thing you know,
a very long time to sign on. So I figured once I was signed on and in and I loved it, I was like, I'm not going anywhere.
Right, exactly. And I even said, like, I'm like, someday I'll retire and I'll still be the Alex. But it's, and I tell everybody, like, it's a lot of fun. And in a couple of weeks, we're bringing like a lot of like amateur women on. Like, they're not podcasters or celebrities or anything, but they're regular women that are going to come on and tell life stories about men and relationship stuff. And I thought, Valentine's Day area was a good day to pluck some of them. And, we're just going to have a good time. And there's not a lot to it. It's a lot of fun. Are they stuck in traffic? Maybe. It happens.
There were some good ones on yesterday for like Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Good, happy ones and funny. Not so happy, but humorous.
That's the beauty of, I'm going to say the beauty of, or the not so beauty of being married. Said to my wife, I'm sick. She goes, okay, relax. I'll make chili. She makes some of the best chili ever. So we had chili. And she said, so I need them. I'm good. I don't need anything lavish, fancy. I'm good being here. I'm like, okay, very cool.
Did they message you? Like,
they did earlier with the.
Yeah, I got the same that they were trying to get in.
Okay, do we want to flip flop the order then?
If you want to.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, that was at 8:00.
We're a solidified team now. I love it. Actually, here they are right now. So let's go. Let's keep it the order. Yeah. And let's bring out first two absolutely awesome people who recently found each other in an awesome love and an awesome marriage, but they're also power couple, two of the big names in the Philly rock scene. Let's bring out Karla and Bobby Pirylis, please, ladies and gentlemen, of the program. Hey, guys, how you doing?
What's up?
Guys.
How are you?
I'm great. And right off the bat, Allie's like chomping at the bit to get into a ton of questions. I want to thank you guys for coming on. I've been a fan of Bobby and his music for eons. I love you. I love everything you do. And I've seen you out in public. You're a friendly dude. I was like, hey, man, what's up? And you don't even remember my name. You don't care. You know the face. And you've always been awesome. I appreciate that. And now you got an awesome partner in Karla, and that's just awesome. So we thank you guys for coming on.
Jealous of your beard. Like,
very jealous of your beard. Best beard in the world. Mine, nowhere place. So Allie wanted to jump in with questions. Allie, I'll let you take it away, and I'll jump in, and we'll go back and forth if you guys are cool with that. And
okay. How does it feel to have your music that's transcended time and continues to impact the younger generation? Like when I took Jackson to see your show, he was just as excited as me to watch Sidearm. How does that feel?
Well, I mean, yeah, it feels great. Obviously, the younger generation keeping the flame going with keeping them in touch with the older music. The popular stuff from the 80s and earlier, and now even the 90s, I guess, is considered oldies, depending on who you talk to.
Wow.
I mean, Sidearm's a cover band, and we play what people want to hear. That's kind of our jobs, and occasionally we get to do some outside the box stuff, like the Megadeth is always still in the wings and stuff like that. But as a general thing, I mean, it's our living, it's our job, and we have a cool job, playing music for a living. So I mean, thankfully people come out,
Okay, you're such a dedicated performer that multiple demographics of people identify with the different bands that you've been in. What is some of the best advice that you could give some of the new people that are just getting into the music scene?
Yeah, I would think for me, being a drummer and not a singer or a guitar player, I've had to really heavily rely on networking, because, I mean, with Sidearm, we do a certain amount of dates, but it's also the freelancing stuff that I do. So I always just try to get to know as many people as I can, get to play with as many people as I can. I've been trying to expand my musical footprint a little bit larger. I just got back from Key West, from playing a week down there with some different musicians. I probably played with about 8 to 12 different people during that week. And
I love that Karla posted all on live for us so we could see all the different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks for that. I was jealous, but you looked amazing.
I mean, I think networking is the key. I mean, I think if you can get out and put yourself in those circles, it's going to help you out to stay, amongst people that are doing what you want to do,
You and Karla have impacted people in such a positive way. Everyone loves you, and it's hard not to. Karla, let's talk about the group that you do to support women. Breaking the Silence. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So I'm a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and I had attended a retreat probably about 8 years ago at this point out in Utah through an organization called Saprea.org. They offer a retreat for women who were sexually abused as a child. It's covered 100%. Just need to get your transportation there. And they actually have a retreat in Georgia now too. So they have East Coast and West Coast. Completely life-changing for me. It's, I believe, a five-day retreat at this point, and the waiting list is long, sadly. They do, I think, about 20 women a week at the retreat every week of the year. But when I returned from the retreat, I was approached about providing a support group locally. And I really wanted to be able to help other women, on their healing journey. So I've been doing that for 7 years. It's out of Trapp, Pennsylvania, where it started. I do it virtually now. With the pandemic, everything's changed. So it is virtually. So I actually have people attending the support group from Europe, if they can hop on, if that time works for them. It doesn't always work out, as you can imagine. But we meet once a month, the first Monday of the month, from 7 to 8:30. At this time, it's open for female survivors only. There's some work being done on offering a group for men, because there's certainly a need there as well. But it's for female survivors.
How do we tell people to find that? Is that under breakingthesilence.com or?
So the website is pillarsoflightandlove.org. And that is the place located in Trapp, PA. You would go to their website and then sign up through Eventbrite. So they have a link there that you can register for my group monthly. And then once I have you registered, then I have an email list that I send out. It's a Zoom call. But it's a very safe place for women to meet and support each other, through their healing journey.
Thank you for being so brave and coming out and speaking about it. So many people shelter it for so long, and it's great that you can give women a place to come and kind of turn to. That's awesome.
The two of you as a whole are pretty awesome, because, like I said, one big musical influence, and Karla, you got a lot of businesses you're into, and this program. And I tried using, sometimes we just kind of guess on the pictures. Now he's like, she does not like that picture. I like this picture better. This is a beautiful picture of the two of you. I assume this is your wedding day. Big smiles everywhere.
Than both of us now.
Daniel looks better than everybody. He's killing me here. Like, usually I'm the good looking guy on the show.
But we need to know, who is the designer of that dress, and what is the inspiration behind it?
So our wedding was a Haunted Mansion themed wedding. Bobby proposed to me in front of the Haunted Mansion in Disney. It's like our favorite thing. So I had the idea to have somebody make a Haunted Mansion dress, not, something that if you're a Haunted Mansion fan, you're gonna see it. And if you're not, you're just gonna think it's a beautiful dress. So I kind of worked with somebody who has done a lot of Haunted Mansion designs, and then found a seamstress locally. Her name is Barbara Jansen. So if you're familiar with Courtney Jansen, she is a local singer, local talent as well. Her mother's a seamstress. So she created that gorgeous dress for me, and I couldn't be happier with it. It's beautiful. Someday it's going to be sold to somebody else who's another crazy Haunted Mansion fan like I am. Someone else can wear that and enjoy that too.
It's absolutely stunning. And the background, the stained glass windows in the background of your pictures. Yeah. Where was that? That was stunning.
Yeah, it was at a church in Reading called St. George, right?
No, it's called the Bear Chapel.
Bear Chapel. I'm sorry,
it's BAER, Bear Chapel, built in 1855 and completely restored. And we weren't even going to do a church wedding until I saw that, and I'm like, babe, you have to see this. It was just stunning. So when we saw it, we knew that was the place.
Our whole thing is that I basically have to give her a budget for everything.
Wow.
I'll be in trouble. But that forces her to really dig deep, and she did. She dug deep and found these places. The same thing with the honeymoon, and we were talking about Japan, which is like, oh my gosh, like $12,000 or whatever, and I'm like, no, we're trying to build a house. We got a lot going on right now.
You would think rock stars can get themselves anywhere. Just tell them, like, I'm a rock star, dude.
Yeah.
Don't you know who I am?
I don't know. You guys have been calling us rock stars. So.
You guys are forever rock stars to us. And like I say it about you all the time. And to get on stage, to perform, to play music, to me, that's rock star. You've been doing it quite a long time. Is there ever a moment where it wears you out, or you need a break, or is it just all about just keep on rocking?
Yeah, man. I mean, you definitely you know, listen, I mean, it's the saying that if you love what you do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life. That's complete bullshit. If you love what you do for a living, you'll work harder than you've ever worked hard, than you've ever worked to keep it. And, I mean, with anything, once it becomes a job, it's a job. I mean, it's like there's days when you don't feel well that you still got to go. I mean, I kind of had a little tickle in my throat. And I'm like, man, I got to sing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I'm like, hoping that I get better. I like cleaning all the stuff out. And I'm like, if I got to go through the whole weekend singing when I'm not feeling good or whatever. So yeah, I mean, for me, that's the funny thing about the Key West trip was like a way for me to go away and play a lot of songs that I kind of play here, but down there, it's just, they redo the whole songs. They don't play any of the songs like they really are. They do them in their own style. So I get to go down there and play songs that I might play up here, but such a different spin. And it's kind of like a little bit recharging for me where I can go and like get completely out of my zone into a zone that I'm not familiar or comfortable with. I mean, I don't get song lists. I just go there and they tell me what song is next and I just listen to it and play it. So it's completely free.
I can vouch that he can do that. He learned the brand. I can vouch that you can do that. I watched you, Jax. He's like, Jax, what's your favorite band? What song? And Jax gave him like an older song by Imagine Dragons. He learned the brand new song that they had just performed. Yeah, Jackson was like blown away. He's like, how did he know that? How did he know all the words already?
Yeah, I think that's what's been really fun about the sidearm thing is, I mean, just having such a wide song list and then knowing, being able to play songs that we don't really know. And sometimes it works and sometimes maybe it doesn't, but we're not afraid to try it. And, it's never the same set twice. I mean, even though we play some songs, that are in the sets most nights, just because you got to have that familiarness, and you're trying to get people going, it's like, it always changes up. There's not normally a set list really. So it's all just every night, different orders, different songs, Do
you have any songs that kind of make you cringe when they are requested? Just
her or me?
Yeah. Oh, let's go with either one is.
There's definitely, there's certainly freaking songs that make me cringe. I mean, probably, I mean, I don't want to play any song with a girl in it for the rest of my life. Jesse's Girl, Brown Eyed Girl, American Girl. If it has girl in the title, I'm over it.
Wow.
But
it gets the screams from the females. Yeah, they all get up and start.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you do a request show, then you live and die by the sword. I mean, they could request Queensryche or they could request American Girl. So, and you got to play both. So,
I'm writing this down for next time I see Queensryche, American Girl. I'll send my wife up to request American Girl.
It's funny because at the show, I will literally be like, there is not a band in the entire world that has played those songs back to back ever. We're the only.
Wow. Now I'm definitely excited for that. Nowadays, you see a lot of bands and a lot of people, a lot of females are proud of being the merch girl. From what I hear, Karla, you were the original merch girl. I always said you were a merch girl before it was chic and hip.
Maybe not the first one.
You were the
only one that mattered. I actually was the merch girl for Octane and Foster Child. So
wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and we got here that Sidearm rocked my wedding. People are still talking about it. I mean, that's the way to get it done right there. It's a great comment. But yeah, I mean, like to push the merchandise. Number one, you're believing in the band. Number two, you're believing in the merch. How great is it though to be a part of it? Like, yeah, man, buy their stuff because they're freaking great. You got to believe in it, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. But the first thing is if you got a hot chick working your merch booth, it's always going to get some attention. You know what I mean? So put a smoking hot chick in some tight clothing, trying to sell your stuff. They may not even like the band, but a dude's going to go up and try to.
I tell you what.
This is your first Valentine's Day as a
man. Congratulations.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you guys do anything special?
I worked. I gigged.
But it was a pretty cool gig.
Cool gig, yeah. I do this musical bingo game where we play live music to a bingo card that I've developed that has bands on it, and you basically match the song that we're playing to the band that's on the card, and when you get bingo, you win. So we did a Valentine's Day edition of that yesterday, and I literally, like, when Melissa from the Rib House tried to get me to do it, I'm like, I don't know, man. Who's going to want to come out on Valentine's? She's like, I think it'll be great. I'm like, all right, well, listen, I'm in. I mean, it was like pretty crowded. I mean, probably the biggest game that I've ever had. And I've had some really good games. I mean, I literally ran out of cards, and I got like a 75 card game. I was like shocked.
Pretty sweet.
I was just like, all right. And she was like, see? And I'm like, all right, I'll give it to you, man. I mean, I thought it was going to tank.
But I got to say, nowadays, couples seem to look for different things to do on Valentine's Day. New things, original things. Like, I wasn't feeling hot. My wife's like, don't worry about it. Before that, we actually planned to go into town, get a meal, and see a band, an artist that's been on our show before. And so that sounds like fun. So people are always up for different stuff. That actually sounds awesome. I think I got my plans for next year.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Sounds.
We don't really go out on Valentine's Day because it's just you got to deal with everything. And normally I am probably working, so we've just grown accustomed to not going out. Like we went out Monday, to dinner instead,
So I've been sitting very impatiently. Where are the babies? The
Well, the one had his head down here the whole time. I mean, I don't know if we can.
Where's he at?
He's right. He's right there.
We'll have him.
Mine are upstairs beating the heck out of each other.
Where's Tabitha?
He was all comfy, and he's like, "What are you doing?" The whole time that we were sitting here, like in the queue or whatever, he had his head on my lap, and it would have been perfect for him to be in the shop, but he moved.
So this
now,
is
what
Groot.
kind of dog is he?
He's an American hairless terrier.
Oh, okay.
So no fur at all. His skin feels like
the different
faces
because a lot of them
it's a beautiful dog too.
Thank you, bro.
So an audience question wants to know what's your favorite song to play. We've heard what makes you cringe. What do you like to play? Music.
I don't know if I honestly have a favorite. I mean, I have bands that I like, and I certainly never get tired of playing a Zeppelin song or anything like that. I
like that.
Right now, we just started playing Saga on the Loose, and it's like literally one of my favorite songs of all time. I just love the song, and I like, it's, if you know the song, it's got a lot of keyboards in it. It's very intricate, huge solos everywhere. And I just never thought as a three-piece band that we would do it, but we found something that made it work, and Ryan was into it, our guitar player. And Richie was definitely down for it. I mean, he kind of brought it up, and I was like, you don't have to sell me. I mean, I love it. So, I enjoy playing that. It's an amazing song. So,
you guys are amazing. I love seeing you guys. Like, next time you guys are anywhere close to the vicinity, I already said to John, I was like, I'm in. We'll go.
I mean, I've definitely been a pretty blessed individual. I've played with what I feel are some of the greatest players that have been in our area, from the Octane guys to the Foster Child guys, even some of the Rockets guys, the Rockets guys, all just really talented individuals. And, and then in sidearm, Richie can really legitimately sing just about anything. I mean, he could probably be in about 10 different tribute bands singing either Bruce Springsteen or Bono, or like I just don't know how the guy for all these years is able to do what he does vocally. It's just, sick, feeling good, like it doesn't matter. The guy, he can't even talk to you, but he can still sing like a bird. And then Ryan, he's just amazing. I mean, he's a great player. He uses the synthesizer, which gives us that keyboard and the horns or other instruments that we can't. So it's like, being a three-piece band, I mean, you have like 7 and 8-piece bands that are still using tracks, and we're like a 3-piece band trying not to use tracks. Like, let's try to just play what you brought, man. Just do what you can do. And I think we make a lot of music for 3 guys. We have the 3 harmonies, and, I just think I think it's really challenging, and I love that the challenge of how big can we make this sound. I mean, we're doing Bohemian Rhapsody with no tracks.
Wow.
And we had the piano and everything, and it's like people are like, man, that was cool, man. Where did you get the track from? It's not tracked. It's
not tracked.
Everything. What?
So
Brian's going crazy during the whole thing. But, you know.
You pay great homage to a lot of the great bands you're with and musicians you're with, and we want you guys to stick around. Obviously, as we bring out another great musician, somebody you guys have had the pleasure of sharing stage with, and somebody we absolutely love as well. So at this time, let's bring out another great artist. Welcome Danny Beissel to the program. Danny, thanks for
What's up?
For us, man. Thanks for hanging in.
Thanks for having me. Hi,
Absolutely.
Bobby, Karla.
Hi, buddy.
Danny.
What's up, Allie?
I miss you, man.
I miss you guys. I miss you guys, man.
Yeah, so you're out in California right now doing some projects. We're a little jealous of you out here. It's cold out here. It's a little dreary.
Well, it's a little cold here too, so you don't have to be that jealous. It's the coldest winter since '74, they say. So
Wow.
But it's still warmer, and the beach is blocked that way.
I cut Allie's intro out. Sorry, Allie. Allie hit him with it, so he gets that phrase because I won't talk right over it.
I know. He totally messed it up. I had a whole thing. John had given me a little prep. I was going to introduce you. It's about to get Beissel, and then you were supposed to.
John, that's funny.
It's great stuff. So it's awesome for me to have both you guys here, and Karla joining in now as part of your family, so to speak. I've been a fan for so long, and I love the foster child stuff and the Featherborn.
Right on, man.
We played Down to Us earlier, which is a song that, man, it hits me hard. So your songwriting process, do you write from real stories? Do you write things that just kind of come to your head? A little bit of both. What gets you into the creative mode?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's
start there and we'll move our way down.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure if you asked Bobby right. Well, yeah, I write completely from real life, and I usually mix. It's like 50-50, like imagination and real life kind of a thing. And so, but everything from me lately, you know, I'm just really becoming a songwriter the way I look at it. Everything, I guess. Yeah, usually I'll think of something, you know, if it's me writing the idea or the lyric. Yeah, I usually pull from my past or my present.
It's very cool.
So I was peeping out your Instagram, and we got a little teaser that new music is coming.
Yes, new music. I just got done writing a session right now. Oh, well, yeah. So probably in a few weeks, actually, we're going to release 2 new songs. The new act I have is called American Salvage. It's with a couple guys that I did a record with in Nashville. I think one song is released from those sessions called Blush. So I have a whole album. But we're writing also. So I'm not sure what we're going to release, but we're going to look for new music from me and American Salvage probably a month. Second quarter, Bob.
Performing on the 8th.
Can't wait.
It's a Wednesday night. I can't be there. I'm really bummed.
Hopefully, you know, we come back if everybody likes us in our hometown. But yeah, it's at Wayne, PA, the 118 North. Excited. I know the room. It's a great room.
Mm-hmm.
You already got tickets.
We'll be there.
Really? Oh, man. I got to get tickets. I got to get out there.
I was going to try to pull a card I know a guy in the band, but I was like,
Bobby, if anybody can pull that card, you can, brother. Come on, man.
He would have totally not answered my phone call anyway. So
I'm sure.
What?
I know, right? So I'm sure Bobby and Karla will like this. Yesterday, me and Danny shared a little phone conversation. Had on the West Coast. Tell us about the difference, man. West Coast, East Coast. Because I know all of us here want to hear the comparison. Because you had a lot to say about the West Coast in a certain way.
Whoa, man. That was just me and you talking, bro.
Oh, but in a good way, dude. In a good way, but.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's totally different. Anybody that, you know, from the East Coast to West Coast and that's what makes it kind of cool. Is kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm from the East Coast. The West Coast is just completely different, but everything moves a little slower, but that's kind of cool sometimes. Until you need something done in your apartment, and it's not. But
plumber,
I mean, look, man, you get the beauty out here. You know, you get the cliffs and the beautiful beaches and stuff like that. I mean, you get that too on the East Coast, but there's something about out here that's really cool and special. And I've always said, you know, my brother and I always said, my brother Pat moved out here with me, was that I always wanted to do a year in California. So, you know, better late than never, I guess. I'm doing it. And, you know, it's cool, man. A lot of really beautiful things are happening. You got Hollywood right up the street, and what's left of it anyway, but that's another story.
Well, yeah. But like I said, we're ready for you with open arms when you decide to come back to the East Coast. Kind of a question.
Coming back in 3 weeks.
We're ready for you too, man. A question I have.
Breakfast.
Right.
That's right, Bob. We know where we're meeting.
Where do I got to know, because you guys have played together quite a lot. How do you find, and what do you find in somebody that's that chemistry? You said, oh yeah, this guy's got it. Is it a personal thing? Is it a music thing? You hear all different rock people say, I'm not even friends with this guy, but he plays good. Or this guy's the coolest guy on earth. I played with him many times. What's like the certain elements you two look for in each other and bandmates without throwing each other on the bus?
That's how I was doing. No, I'm just, I guess I'll go first. Well, that's a great question. And I think when you get in a room and start playing music, something happens besides the fact that you guys sitting at the bar and having a conversation. It's completely different. And that's true. You might not get along with somebody musically. Everything changes. It's the chemistry. And it's about, you know, I guess for me, it's the organic part of it. Like something happens when you're playing music with somebody that's completely different than having a conversation. It's a conversation without speaking. Bob?
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, Bob, on to you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, you know, you just kind of know, you know, it doesn't take somebody, you can jam with somebody for, you know, like half a song and you'll know if it's going to be a good time or if it's going to be like, hey, I might have to find my way out of here, you know?
You feel it. Correct. You feel it.
I mean, and, you know, I think players play, man. So if you're playing with somebody that can play, then whether your personalities could clash or whatever, musically, you could have no problems at all, you know?
And I think a big part of it is your choice. Like if I was playing, right, and me and Bobby were jamming, or like when we were in Foster Child, we're doing like a writing thing or something. And like I'd hear him go somewhere and I'd be like, you know, instinctively I was like, I'd go with him. So it's kind of like that journey you're taking on together. Just kind of like you're kind of making similar choices. You know what I mean? Your intuitions or something like that. But that's the best part of like finding it, man. It's like that little journey.
I also feel like a lot of our careers have always been, you know, they're not like always a lot of chance meetings, meaning like even with me going from a Foster Child thing to a sidearm thing, like I've known those guys for so long before we were in a band together. And you know, Danny, the same thing with the guys from Train. I mean, you know, he did a record with those guys. They were more on a producer thing, kind of doing a job. I mean, I'm not trying to step on your toes, Danny, but I mean, like you got to know them a lot during that process. And now they're brothers and you're doing the band thing. So it's like a lot of, you know, with the Foster Child thing, when they made the move to Mike and I, it's not, you know, that was a no-brainer call for those guys because they're like, you know, we love these guys. We're going to bring them in. So it's been maybe not such a small, tight-knit circle, but it's not that big of a circle either, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
It's definitely cool.
Let's ask some of the fan questions.
I have fans.
What would you say your favorite
rock stars, like I said?
Your favorite venue.
I'm sorry?
Your favorite venue.
I haven't played it yet. No, I'm just kidding. Well, my favorite venue. Wow, that's a great question. Well, Cuba was kind of cool. Guantanamo Bay. That was a pretty good venue. So, Bobby, you go first.
For me?
Answer that one.
TLA.
Good call.
Ooh, that's
you know,
a
for
great
me,
call.
I feel like I've had so many cool, you know, you were talking about the Gracious Few show. We also did Army of Anyone. We were their first band to open up for. So the first show that Gracious Few played, we opened up for them. And the same thing with Army of Anyone, which was the DeLeo brothers and Richard Patrick from Filter and Ray Lazier on drums. So, and then with Octane and Foster Child, we played with Steel Panther there. We opened up.
Yeah,
for
that's
them
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time the Philly Fanatic's head got stolen, his head. and YSP had this whole thing to get the head back. And when they got the head back, they threw a party. And we headlined it at the TLA, and we're like some of the only people that met the Fanatic with his hat off. And he came in to meet us, and I think that place sounds amazing.
You could get killed for that in Philly.
I know, right? Jesus.
You seen the Fanatic? You seen the Fanatic without his head? It's like seeing Kiss back in the day without their makeup.
Exactly.
That's all good.
I could live through those days and never seen it. I saw you guys. One of the best things I've ever seen from you guys, and again, it's around the time I started following every weekend. You guys played a little bar in Jenkintown called Buckets. And Bobby had this portable, like, one-piece drum that had a cymbal, a foot kick pedal, and a bongo type style thing up top. And you guys crushed it. The place was packed. And at the end, I'm like, I'm asking, like, not even on Bobby, what the hell is that? And you're showing me this drum thing, and it was heavy as hell. Hey, you carried it. I don't even know. But the show was just phenomenal. And it shows range. Like, you guys could play any style, anywhere, anytime. That's kind of why I asked about the chemistry, because you guys have a great chemistry.
Yeah, I missed that. We got to do that at some point, Bob, when I get back. I missed that. That's one of my favorite things was when we would do gigs. A lot of times it was me, Brian, and Bobby, and he'd have his djembe, and he always had all these. Oh, man, that was fun.
Wednesdays, baby. We'll always have the Wednesdays.
That's right. We'll always have it. Where did we start that at? That was up in North.
That was Whiskey Dick's.
Whiskey Dick's.
Whiskey Dick's.
Right. No, we started. But you, Brian, and I started somewhere else, up in Bluebell or something.
Oh,
yeah. No.
Tom and Jerry's. What else? There was Tom and Jerry's.
Nah, Karla, where was it? It was up in Bluebell.
Reed's. Good call. Yes.
Yeah, we did like 4 Wednesdays there, and it like closed. Oops.
Oh, I just drove past there the other day, and it like broke my heart.
Reed's was the spot, sure.
Ever since Bill passed away, like I just can't even go past there. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like second home.
Give my buddy Brian a shout out. He was a general manager over there.
It was such a good spot.
The good old days. So we asked Bobby, and we'll ask you next, Danny. You do a lot of originals. You also do some cover songs. Are there certain songs people ask of you that you're like, oh God, like they make you cringe, like songs you just really could care less for, but you always get asked for?
I get asked for Elvis a lot because I did Elvis. That's the first thing I did. But I love doing Elvis, so it never bothers me. Maybe like Bobby said, some of those basic ones, like I guess American Girl. What do you say? Some like
it's kind of where he said, yeah.
Me with like a brown-eyed girl kind of song, which I adore the song and I love the arrangement and everything. But like when someone plays, it's like you might as well do 8-6-7-5 or something. You know what I mean? It's like, so you do it, and I never did a song that I was like, this sucks. I mean, you're playing music and it's awesome. It's always awesome. But I think what you're asking is like, if you look, it'd be a song like that or that one from Violent Femmes that's always played, Blister in the Sun or something.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. It's a good.
It's such a covery vibe or something like that. But they're great songs. That's why they're played all the time. So I don't know if I answered your question though.
Yeah, you did. It's definitely good because Bobby had most of the same. Karla, is there songs that you want him to play and he's like, nope, hate that song? You ever try to be like, yeah, you got to do it for me? And he's still like, nope.
You know what he does? I'll ask him to learn a song and he'll be like, nah, we're probably not. Nah, we're not going to do that. Richie's not going to want to sing it. And then like the next gig, they're doing that song. So he does that to me all the time.
So nice secret.
When I was in Key West, I was playing at Margaritaville this past time, and Jimmy Buffett was playing in town. And the girl that was playing bass is a backup bass player for the Coral Reefer band, Claire Finley. She's amazing, very talented.
Wow.
And there was all this talk, that he's going to come in. He's going to come in. So I was like really nervous. Like I know how to play Margaritaville, but I don't sit at home like listening to Jimmy Buffett tunes, but I'm like, all right, I should learn these ones. So I'm like listening to them and like prepared for him to come in. And some of the members of the band did come in and jam with us. He did not. But I'm like, man, he's gonna come in and I'm gonna mess up his. Like I'm like in my mind, like I don't want to be the guy to mess up.
That's great.
Or Paradise or something. Like I'm like, ugh.
So I think it's almost time for the surprise, Jeff.
Yeah, it's you guys as musicians. Do you like surprises? Do you like when new things come up and just kind of blow up out of nowhere?
As long as it's not like as long as it's not like 9 months after something. I was kidding.
You want to talk about the good old days? Well, we brought in the
that's the Beiss man right there.
Right, there you go. That's the answer that a lot of the female audience be like, we got a surprise for you, though, and Allie kind of arranged it, and John set it up for us. We want to do it for you. As I said, we're big fans of the Philly music scene and Foster Child and everything you guys did. We brought you a special guest. We want to bring him in this time. Let's welcome Mike Lander into the program. Mike, how you doing,
man? Yeah, dude.
What's up, guys?
Christmas.
Hey, man.
Thank you so much for coming on.
You know what's crazy?
How many Jaegers has he had?
You can never have enough to come on this program.
Have you had, Mike?
I got kicked off right before I was supposed to go on. I was like,
that's usually how it works.
A lot.
How many, Mike, the gang wants to know how many Jaegers have you had so far, Mike?
Just a half a bottle. I'm good.
Hey,
I think I spent a month in that room one night.
A month?
I know that room.
You spent a month there in 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
He slept in my son's bedroom. He had a car,
little car bed.
Car bed. And then they passed that on it. And,
you know what? I gotta tell you all something.
Daddy's ass.
I gotta tell you all something.
I saw him. I was like, shit.
Isn't it a shame that all this happened before the age of the telephone? You imagine the kind of videos and pictures you guys would have if you had that back then.
Thank God we didn't have that.
Oh my God.
Man, we're grateful.
I'm grateful there wasn't. I actually got sent some pictures that I'm not allowed to post online, but I have ones of Mike and of Bobby from a very, very long time ago. I will send them over your way right after the show.
Wow.
Put them up. Everybody wants to see them.
The person that said that.
Put them up.
How many Jaegers do we have in those pictures? Hold on.
But Allie told me that to tell some old foster child stories.
Definitely. That's what we're here for. I'm a big fan.
I have one story that was pretty funny. No, Bobby and Karla were there. I forgot what we were touring from Philly to Key West at the time, and I forget what state it was. We were staying in a hotel. Bobby and Karla got in a fight. And Bobby went out, just punching cars. And I guess the cops came and they took Bobby away. I guess to the drunk tank. and next morning, me, Danny, and Brian are at the hotel. We're getting ready for the next gig. And Bobby's calling. It's like, hey, they're ready to release me. Can you guys pick me up? I'm like, yeah. After Brian's done taking the shower, Bobby said, "Oh, that's good. When when Brian's done taking the shower, can you get me the fuck out of this fucking jail?"
Actually, the way that I was told that story was when Brian was done taking a shower, when they said, "Yo, Bobby's ready to get picked up," and Brian's like, "Oh, I'm going to get another shower."
That is what he said.
He
Get another shower. He can sit there and wait. That's what Brian said.
You know.
And you guys say you're not rock stars. That's rock star shit right there. I'm sorry.
That was
Here's
definitely
the funny
rock
thing.
star.
Here's
That
the
was
funny
great.
thing about that is we were partying at this place with the owner, and it was in Virginia. And the owner had been feeding us shots all night. And the whole night I was drinking Jaeger. And then he at some points changes the shot. I'm like, no, man, I just do Jaeger. I don't mix it up, or it makes me not very nice. So Danny actually, I walked to the van. Danny had to get carried to the van. So Danny was drunker than I was. And so what happened is Danny fell over and spilled a drink. And the owner was like, all right, that's it. Everybody out. So we got thrown out. And then Karla started with me on the way back, and don't tug the bear. So she was tugging on the bear. So I'm punching the side of the van, of the trailer.
You like to punch these cars.
Yeah, it was Bob Smash.
The side of the trailer, and Brian Quinn comes up to me, and he's like, dude. It was like 4 a.m. and the whole place was dark, and all you see is light. All these lights going on in the hotel from the noise I guess I was making. And Brian's like, all you got to do is go in and pass out. It's all you got to do. And I'm like, no. And then the cops show up, and then I get arrested and go to jail.
It's not that simple. I got a lot on my mind.
Complicated then.
How long
Thanks
did
for
you
bringing
sit
it
there?
up, Mike.
Hey, this-
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
bye.
How long did it take them for them to get you? How long did you
You
sit in
get
the
charged.
bed?
Oh, no, we got him the
They
next
put you in
day.
a drunk
couple
tank.
days.
Tell you what, it's one of the best night's sleep I ever got. Best night's sleep I ever
Well,
got.
wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a second. You didn't. Mike didn't.
Was it my
Mike
birthday?
didn't
It was
finish
your
your
birthday.
story.
It was my birthday too. Holy crap!
It was your birthday. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mike, ain't that when we were driving home and it was pitch black out? We pulled over to go to the bathroom and you were walking in the woods.
No, that was
Did Mike
after a
take
gig.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
after
that
a
was
gig
after
we
a
did
gig.
in,
That was
I forget what state we were in. It was
pretty smash state, I think.
Yeah, you guys were on a bad state, I'm sure.
and the back of the bar there was all woods, and me and Danny were taking a piss, and I didn't know it was a fucking hill. No, below us. So I'm peeing in it. I'm just going with Danny told me back in the day. He's like, dude, I looked over and you were gone. I fucking rolled down the hill and
You fell down the hill, bro.
Oh my God.
with my
Right.
pants down.
Do we want to talk about Key West at all?
Key
Oh,
West,
my
man.
keys. My wallet, my keys, and my phone.
I lost my wallet. I lost my phone. I lost my sweetheart. I'm all stuck inside a bottle in Key West. Something like that. We wrote a song about it, right?
Yeah. Lost
What
my
a song
phone.
about
Lost my keys.
I'm trying to get over the fact that I actually did lose my wallet and my phone.
You
I
did.
lost
Man.
everything. Well, listen. I woke up in Key West. Well, not just me. I'm hoping the van hung over, and then we went right in. And Bob and Mike, you remember these shots? We called them a cup of coffee because they were so big of Jaeger.
Oh my God.
We literally called them. We said, "Can I get a cup of coffee?" It was like a cup of coffee. It got us right there.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
that was like one of the funnest gigs, dude.
We used to call it a
All
cup
time.
of coffee. Yeah.
Terrifying. I got to give hats off to Karla. Karla, you stuck around through all this madness
Oh, yeah.
and ended up marrying this man.
I
She,
did.
listen,
Some of the
that's a
best
true rock
times.
star right
She had
there.
a chance to get out.
Karla.
They were some of the best times, like to be able to go on the road with those guys. And yes, I did merch, but I also helped keep them in line as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
Carl did try to keep us in
I
line.
tried.
Well,
Try.
What was your favorite
Yeah.
venue, Karla, that you've been to with any of them?
Oh wow! Well, probably the TLA as well, just because of the bands you were playing with. Like you did Tesla, right? Wasn't Tesla TLA
Yeah.
as well?
Wow.
Yeah,
That was
yeah, we
That
played
show.
in Tesla too.
that was a great
that
gig.
was really
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, but Margaritaville
So
down in Key West was good time too, because we were there
That
for
was
a
so
whole
much
week.
fun, man.
Every
Jealous
night you
of
were
that.
the house band, and then we would go party afterwards. It was some good times.
Yeah,
We had
that
2
was,
hours. 2 hours of work. a day. We just had to work 2 hours a day. Didn't do anything we wanted after that.
Oh,
And we had a free place to stay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Wow.
there was some hurt. I remember my head hurting really bad a couple of days. A lot of drinking.
Yeah.
It was fun though. I was like, and we
When I
went
went
fishing
back
that one
there,
time. It was good.
when I went back there after the foster child days, I feel like my liver was like trying to pull me back. Like my liver was like,
People just walking away from me on the street like that's that guy from that other band. They're crazy.
we had
So-
our buddy Chris down there who worked at the bar. He was a bartender there at the time. We tortured him. I decorated his scooter in toilet paper and
Oh my God, that's right.
I could do
He was
this
the
like
best,
for a
though,
week
man.
straight with these stories. I swear to God, I could listen to this like
I
all
know,
week.
there's so good.
there's a lot.
You don't
There's
know
a
the half
whole
of it.
other show.
Yeah, you don't know.
Oh,
the half
I'm
of it.
sure. And we would always welcome you back. Mike, you're still very prevalent in the Philly music scene. You're playing with LeComp, who's obviously is a legend around here as well. Who's more rock star, LeComp or the foster child guys?
I mean, I used to see LeComp.
Listen, LeComp is. Come on, man. You
Mike's
can't compare us to
listening.
LeComp, dude.
Yeah,
He's Mike LeComp. He is Philadelphia, bro.
True, man.
Yeah.
He is like he's legend. But you guys are legend too.
I used to watch
Not like
LeComp
that.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, not like that.
I would see him on Sundays at the Empire Rock Club.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah,
That's
the
going
old
back.
days.
Great place.
I think
And then,
I think that's it, Mike. You're right. It's like Mike said, like coming up, like that was my first. Like LeComp was like what we saw coming up, man. That was like the biggest inspiration, man.
And he's still doing it on a big level, man. He's still getting it done.
Yeah.
A huge level. And Mikey.
Yeah, definitely a shout out to Mike. We've been
He
talking
just got the
trying to get
worst
him here with us.
player on the planet now. That's.
I heard that rumor. I heard he likes to drink a lot of Jaeger. I don't know.
Me?
Early on, when we were in foster child, and Mike would come to the gigs, and he would have this thermos, and I just never really knew it was in a thermos until one day he's like, "Yo, you want some of this?" And I'm like, "What is it?" He's like, "Jaeger." You've been carrying this thing around for like the last 6 months. I didn't even know it was in it.
He made his own
thought it was-
BYOB.
I thought he was working hard. He working
Yeah.
hard. Like that's what coffee.
I thought it was coffee or some shit. I didn't even it was coffee, but it was our coffee.
Hey Mike, can I tell him? Can I tell him why you? Is it okay if I explain how you missed rehearsal one day?
Yeah.
All right, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So Bob, remember we're at the house, right? We're waiting. Where's he at? He drank the night before. He had to blow into a thing to start his car. One of those rental.
Yes.
He was still drunk the night before. It was great.
I had a DUI, and they put a breathalyzer in my car. So I went to rehearsal. Some days I couldn't leave rehearsal. my car wouldn't start.
Again?
And Bobby would be fucking laughing at me like, "Oh, you can't start your car."
I got to tell you guys, not to cut in, but we've had comedians on this show, actors, actresses, other rock bands. I never laughed this hard with anybody else that's ever been on the show. This is legendary stuff.
You should have been at one of the
And
shows.
you've never felt more better about your life than you did right until right
Oh,
now.
I feel like a
You're
superstar right now. You
good
can't.
life, man.
I'm
Look at
happy.
these losers.
Jeff, we're leaving a lot of shit out.
I'm sure. Like I said, we should do this once a month. A little.
I
wanted to say the thing about Danny and Key West, but then I was like, I don't know if I should say it.
What did I do? I forgot. Got married?
Accidental kiss.
Uh-oh.
Accidental kiss?
Yes.
What was his name?
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of that, dude. Did I make out with a dude? Thought it was a chick?
No, and she was a pretty smoking chick, though. I mean, I could see where.
Hey, man. It's not, I'm not afraid of that. Bring it on, baby.
This is
as long
like
as I thought she was a chick, I'm good. I'm crazy. It was the thank God not waking up like Oh my God! What the?
That's
Thank God that didn't happen. Thank God it didn't go that far.
a kiss is one thing, but if you wake up grabbing a hammer, it's a whole different ball game. I mean,
But
kiss
then
is
you go to
got to
Key
tell
West,
it then. You tell it.
you don't know who's who, man. I'm like, God damn.
You don't. You got to tell it
Yeah,
then.
Can't tell anymore now.
and that's where
What's
Karla's
that?
got to come in. You gotta watch these fellas and let them know, because women always know, men never know.
Men don't know.
Well,
man.
they know. They know at the worst time possible.
Right, we find out. We don't know. We find out. We've all done
Find
that
out
little
the
reach
hard
out.
way.
So I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but like I said, we love you guys. What are the chances of you guys jumping on stage again sometime and playing? We would love to have it. Hell, we'd love to host it.
Sure.
We're all jumping
I'm
on
in.
stage Friday, just with different people.
Yeah, right. We'll be all on stage, but just different places.
So we got to
They
put
did
one
jump
of
on
us in
stage
each
for
spot.
our wedding.
Yeah, we played at our wedding.
Yeah, we did the
Oh,
Bobby and
yeah.
Karla's wedding. Yeah,
Their first
Wow.
Valentine's Day.
I was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
ass smashing the bag. That time, but
I'm starting to get the feeling that happens a lot, Mike. I love you and all, but
no, I was there 2 hours before the reception because my wife made the wedding cake, so we had to bring it in, and
oh,
I
that's cool.
start
It's
drinking.
not his
and
fault, man.
Not
It's not
his
my fault.
It's that rock star life. I'm telling
He
you.
could stop. He could stop anytime.
Well, just to tell you that it wasn't very far from normal foster child times. As Mike was smashed, and Brian Quinn showed up 5 minutes before the gig.
That's right.
You know, we had
I'm
Brian
here.
on the show.
What, I'm here. I made it. I'm here.
yeah, we
had him
need
on
we need to do
We-
a proper reunion show. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. We had
Yeah.
Brian on years back. He was on a long time ago, and same thing. He showed up like a minute for his spot, and he's like, "Hey, we cool?" I'm like, "You're already on, dude." And away he
We
went.
cool?
But that's great. It'd be great
I
to
love
see all
it.
you guys, and we would love to be a
We'll get
part of it.
the
And-
figure out a venue and a date. You do all that.
yeah, we can
Oh,
do
yeah.
that. A lot of people are telling me. A lot of people are saying, "You want
Sounds
to hear
like the
these bands?"
TLA. If we can get people.
Oh,
in there.
I would love to get the TLA. Like I said, seeing you guys there and opening up for Gracious Few, because like I said, I was a huge
That'd
fan
be
of
great.
Live
Yeah, that was
and
good.
Candlebox. And I was telling Bobby the story earlier. We were going down, a buddy of mine got tickets, and he's like, "Hey, it's a new band." He says, "It's part of Candlebox, part of Live, it's Gracious Few." And he's like, "An opening act is, you might know them, Foster Child." And I'm banging on this dashboard. I'm like, "Oh, wait, shit, Foster Child." It's like, just like one of the greatest concerts freaking ever. And I was like sitting right up on stage. I waved you guys, gave me the finger. It was great. No, that part didn't
That's
happen.
the Foster Child show, man.
But
Yeah, I
really, it's
remember,
like,
the craziest memory that just popped in my head, Bobby and Mike, was I think it was that. No, it wasn't that show. It was Steel Panther show. Remember we did Steel Panther there?
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know. We didn't know. I don't think any of us knew anything about them. We were like, this hot band from LA, and they're badass. They're like an '80s throwback. That's
Yeah.
all we kind of knew. So we're up in the dressing room, right? So we're opening up for them, and we come down, and we come out stage like we're Guns N' Roses and shit. And I'm like, what the? Everybody's dressed as like clowns and like other the fake clown. I was like, it was like this whole crazy get up. You know what I mean?
Well,
Remember that?
when we sound checked, they came in without their stuff on. They were like normal
Yes.
people. And then they came out when they were going on stage. With they had the bass player with the blonde hair or whatever.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't know it was a
yeah,
gimmick. I didn't know it was
yeah,
a gimmick.
yeah,
And
they all
everybody
know-
in the audience was kind of like a gimmick. We're digging in like, and everybody. I mean, we won them over, but it was like, it was a hard sell for a minute there. I was like, what the fuck? But they were like, they're actually great guys, man. They were so great.
Everybody besides the singer wore wigs. That band.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was. I just saw him. I literally saw that singer 3 weeks ago.
yeah, they got
Exactly.
yeah.
Big fur coat.
I know
I'm like, fur coat? Hell?
I know the bass player
Right.
Travis, the original bass player Travis, made his way out to California or Arizona. He's got a mashup band called Hollywood Gods and Monsters. They were here, very cool. So
Oh, nice.
He's walked away from the Steel Panther thing, but it's always a band I've always been dying to see in person. I've never seen them, and especially if you guys would have opened, that would have been life. I'm a Foster Child fan for life, but I'm a fan of all you individually as well. But I love the band.
Thanks, man. It was a great band. I'm glad we got the albums out there. Thank you for playing Down to Us too, man. That brought back a lot of memories. Thank you.
We actually have an album. We actually have an album that's been recorded and never released, almost.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's
Foster Child, the Lost Tracks. Yes.
The Lost Track. You know what? We're talking about that, Bobby, Brian, and I, to go in and finish at least grab a good EP out of that. And remember Hooker?
Yeah, there's
on Hooker. So
great song.
Yeah,
it's great.
I got the cover. I got the cover for the album. The cover of the album should be a bottle of Jägermeister in prison, and you put the Lost Chronicles or some shit like that.
Actually, pretty good.
Every story seems to end with jail or Jaeger.
Not anymore. Not for this guy.
I feel you.
We had a Jägermeister endorsement in the band.
Really?
Yeah, we were sponsored by Jägermeister. Yeah.
Holy shit! Did they nail that coffin or what?
Well, Brian and I drank Crown. We drank whiskey, and then we got into the Jaeger, and then we start mixing whiskey and Jaeger. That got crazy, but that was interesting. The Foster Child shot, remember it? It was Crown Royal and Jaeger.
Oh God.
So the Foster Child shot.
I kind of want one now.
I haven't drank in a year, and I feel like I'm hungover just on this conversation.
Right, it feels like I'm buzzed up just from sitting there. I've had half a beer, and whatever flu and cold was in me got chased right out. Thank all four of you in LA for that, because whatever I had in me is gone. I feel like a new man. Just listen.
He sounded like shit. I was like, oh man, he's not gonna make it through. He got.
There was no
he was
way
out doing a bunch of blow, wasn't he? He was doing blow all night. He ain't sick.
I can't even breathe to even try that. Like I would hit it and it would fall right out of my nose. It'd be a waste of money. I can't even hit that either. I wish. I'm not. I can't hang like I used to. I definitely can't hang like I used to.
It's a young man's game, that party.
It is, dude. And now I want to ask each of you: you can give a little opinion, go in as long as you want. We see some bands, young bands, we've seen them play. Some of them are back into the age of real rock, real music, real instruments. A lot of them are very electronic. What do you think about the new sound? You think the new sound is escaping real rock? Do you think like real rock's got to make its way back? What do you guys think about the new stuff?
Well, I'll go. I guess I'll go first. Well, I think, no one was talking, so I figured I'd just jump in. I think all that computer generated stuff is robbing the music of feel. So I think there's going to be a big reinsurgence of the old school rock band, which I'm hoping for. But you could, that music's great. It's catchy. They're just generating it. It's almost too perfect. You got to have that feel, and people know that. People yearn for that feel of people getting an instrument or getting on a drum or a microphone and really singing their heart out. Like that's a thing, It's more than the music that's being played. It's the people that are playing it and their vibe and their energy's coming that, and the people in the audience are feeling that. Now it's hard to get that through other ways, That's just my opinion, but I feel like we're going to get a reinsurgence of just starting bands in garages and rock and roll. I think we have to. That's my opinion.
I'm ready for it. I'm so ready for it.
I don't even listen to that stuff, so I don't really know what you're talking about.
I kind of feel you. Like
I can tell you that on the other side of the coin, I probably haven't seen so many kids that can actually play their asses off at this age. I wasn't fathoming my instrument at the way these kids are fathoming it at this point. Like the School of Rocks and the Let There Be Rock schools. They've just given some of these kids such an avenue to get good fast that we just never had when we were coming up. It's you go in your room and you put on the cassette tape and you go. If you didn't get it, if you weren't going to do it on your own, you probably weren't going to get it done unless you were lucky enough to be able to take lessons. These kids now in these schools, I mean, they're coming out and they're just monster players. They're just like killer players.
Mike was telling me when I met him that he had taught at the School of Rock.
Yeah. Oh, really? It's freaking awesome.
I taught a lot of School of Rocks. I managed one school, and these kids are great.
What they should do is, when you're teaching these kids music, you should teach them also how to party. So School of Rock and the next door is School of Hard Rock, when you get down and dirty.
Party when the hard work is done. Not
right.
We don't know any instructors that would work at that school. We don't have anybody that can.
But Mike, do you have to push these kids in that instrument, or do they just love it that much they want to keep coming back for more?
It's all about them practicing. You teach them what you know. If they're into it, they're into it.
Yeah, I guess I was always a guy. I took drum lessons. And
I wasn't born with any talent, but I worked at it. Yeah. But one band, Fat Mez, they're a bunch of kids. They're
love Fat Mez, yeah.
And so other couple bands, they're kids.
They can definitely
I guess that's the new thing now.
But not only that,
that's a good thing.
From these schools, they're multi-instrument players. They don't just play one instrument. They get taught to play multiple instruments. So they don't even come out as like a drummer. They come out as a guitar player that can play drums and bass and keys, and he can also sing. It's like,
exactly.
Just go home.
Yeah. We didn't have that when we were kids. We had it.
Yeah.
You played your one?
You play drums.
But that's good. That's good because you do keep seeing that these kids on like Instagram with their bands. That's awesome, man. That's what I mean. It's like I love seeing that. Yeah, we had to sit there and
I remember
to listen.
Oh my God.
I remember the first time I met Danny. It was in mid-'90s. He was doing an Elvis show in Philly. Remember the Blarney?
The Blarney. Yeah. Holy Jesus. This is a great name.
5 points? 5 points?
Yeah.
The first time I ever got on stage?
You're doing an Elvis show or something. I forget. But
I was, the Elvis experience. The first time I ever did got on stage as a musician was with Mike LeComp. And we did Elvis. Wow. It was the first time.
Really?
I think the first time I was at Sweeney's.
Oh, that's
Sweeney's. Yeah, Northeast.
Isn't that crazy? I just thought of that. It's awesome. That was with Mike LeComp. He is Philly's best rock star. What are you talking about? He's Mike LeComp, for Christ's sake.
God damn, he is Mike LeComp.
He puts food on my table.
That's all that matters. And you know what? I've never met a man who likes to talk more than Mike. Mike will talk for hours on end, and he's got great stories. You can't help but just laugh and listen. And you let him go, too. You just want to hear it all, and he's got so much. But like I said, when you guys came on, Bobby and Karla first, all yous are like Philly icons, legends of music in this area, and we love yous for it. All yous. The fact you guys came on and joined us tonight has been amazing. We would actually love to invite you to do it again because this was a ton of fun. And like I said, we'll work on venues. We got younger bands that want to play. We got promoters who want to help us throw shows. We'd love to get you guys on stage with some bands and just freaking kill it. Have Karla go out and sell our merchandise as well as yours, since she's that hot, sexy merchandising chick. We all need one of those. I'll get a table for them. We'll get Allie, Jewel, my wife, Karla, and we'll be millionaires. We'll retire off merchandise.
You gotta get Karla's band to open up.
We're down for that. We want to hear Karla's music as well. I'm up for anything. You guys, like I said, everything.
She wanted to promote her band.
No. Go ahead, let it rip. Let it rip.
No. It's a fictitious band. Very long story for another time.
For the next podcast.
Right, the next podcast, which we would love to do.
It's called Ass of Bass. That's what
I like it. I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down because I'm going to search it out.
Mike, they have 5 bass players in the band. 5.
Ass and base.
We're going to do big bottom.
Of base.
Ass of
Big
base.
bottom for Spouts hat. Big
Now,
bottom.
Do you sing or what do you? Do you play an instrument, Karla, or you sing?
No, neither.
You would think that she does, though, from the conversations that we have about this.
I tell you what,
We know she has the best story.
She's always very humble, Karla.
Well, it started as a joke because it irritated Bobby to think that Erica, who is Ryan's wife, Erica and I were going to start this band together, and we called it Ass of Bass. So on Halloween, the one year he's playing the Rib House with Sidearm, and Eric and I got bass guitars from Mike's Music. And Greg Giuliano was supposed to teach us some bass so that we could actually get up and play, and that didn't happen. But we had our bass guitars. We had skirts made that said Ass of Bass across the back. I had business cards made up that said Ass of Bass. And we come into
for booking contact.
Yeah. It was like 1-800-ASS of Bass. So we walk into the Rib House and Sidearm's on stage playing, and we walk in with like our bass guitars. And then Ryan was like, "You guys should come up." So then him and Eric and I are on stage, and we're like pretending to play bass. And I got a little smash that night, and we're like driving back. And I said to Bobby, I'm like, "My fingers are like really hurting, you know." And he's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Because of playing the bass guitar, like it's like," and he's like, "Babe, hold on. You were not playing the bass guitar." I was like, "Yes, I was." And then Christmas that year, he wanted to show me that he was not really, like that he didn't have hard feelings about the whole thing. And he bought me the bass guitar that I borrowed from his music. So I now own that bass guitar. It's Flea's bass, right? It's a Flea bass.
Really?
But I don't know how to play it. I don't know how to play it. So I'm still
is that where Ass of Bass was? Is that where Ass of Bass was born?
That's where Ass of Bass was born. That whole story. Yeah.
Well done, Bobby.
Well done. Sounds like Mike's got
Here's why it bothers me so much, because I'm like, they don't even know how to play their instruments, and they'll draw more people than we can right now. They'll outdraw us because he wants to look at 3 old guys when they could look at smoking hot chicks. Who,
I know. It's like we work so hard, and they're just like, "Give me the bass." And they just walk on stage, and
you got to hear this. Dan, you got to hear this.
So Danny, Bernie Carville, Bernie from Flaming Caucasians, right? So Bernie, like at the Rib House one night, I was like, "I want to talk to you about something," and he's like, "So this Ass of Bass," and I was like, "Oh no, Bernie, it's not a real band," and he's like, "No, I'm serious. I can get you guys booked." And I was like, "How are you going to do that? We don't actually know how to play the bass." And he goes, "It doesn't matter.
People trying to buy
it doesn't matter. You don't have to know how to play it. I can get you guys booked." And he was totally serious. So the next time he comes out to Rib House, he dug out some bass guitar from a dumpster, rehabbed the whole thing, and he's like, "I brought this in for you to give to Erica," because he knew I owned one and Erica didn't have one yet. So Bernie was like all about booking us, and then we never pursued that.
Bernie. Bernie's such a good dude, man.
Bernie, he's the best, dude. I love the fact that he did that. That's great.
Awesome.
So I think Mike should teach you bass.
There's only room in this household for one rock star. No,
and that's Karla.
Yeah, exactly right. I know that.
Hey, I
know that, and you know that, and the world knows that.
Right. I get in my house. My wife's like, "You're funny and all, but I want to be on the show." I'm like, "There's only room for one podcaster in this house, and that's me." So I feel you.
Jeff, I love your hold on a second. I love your logo.
Thank you.
With the Liberty Bell and microphone.
Exactly. Yeah. So a buddy of mine,
that's a pretty badass tattoo, man. Just saying.
It's coming as a tattoo soon. It's funny. A buddy of mine drew the Miller Lite one. He's like, "Miller Lite's got like a Liberty Bell." I was like, "Do something with that." Another friend of mine's a creative for Karla. He's like, "Dude, I'll put a Liberty Bell lid on a mic. The lightning bolt's actually supposed to be the crack in the bell." I freaking love it, dude.
I may steal that if it's okay. That's a great. I've been looking for some kind of Philadelphia. I'll just be like, "My dude's my brother's show, man."
I like it.
A great tattoo, of course. The microphone with the. You see it, Bob?
Get them on the show.
We're gonna get them on this. We got some artists that are talking about doing them on the show.
Oh, you totally should. It'd be a great tattoo for you guys. But Bob, look up at your.
It's
corner
in the
one of the corners.
Corner of it.
That's
it's also on my shirt.
I can't see it from this.
There you go.
Size.
Let me see if I can pop it up. I got it here.
Oh, nice.
Is that like
Ain't
a
that
lightning
cool?
bolt on it?
There it is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be cracked.
Yeah, the lightning
There it
bolt
is.
is the crack.
Nice.
That's
Thank you.
killer, man.
Thank you. I
love
love it.
that.
It used to
Really
look like
cool.
the old Yo MTV Raps thing. I'm like, we got to make a change. My buddy's like, let me know what you want, and that's what I had in mind. And bingo, he did a great job.
I just
And
love how you incorporated Philly in it. That's awesome.
we're all about it. Like I said, when we first started this thing, I had a Philly girl jump in. She's like, I want to do Philly music, and now he's on the same page, Philly. Like we do around the world. We have celebrities and all from all over, but we love our Philly stuff. Like I said, when Allie first came aboard, I'm like, let's do Foster Child, or at least Danny or Bobby or anything like that. And she went to work on the phones and emails, and here we are. Yeah, she knows. She knows how much it's meant to me, and I love all you guys. Like legit. Like I see you out. I've seen you. I saw you guys play at the casino in Chester. You guys opened for Candlebox up there. Danny was there. All you guys were in the crowd. I'm saying hi. I'm saying hi and hugging you is all like I'm your best friend. My wife's like, didn't know you like that. I'm like, no, but I love them that much. I'm just gonna hug them like I'm their best friend.
Dude. That's awesome, man. And thank you guys doing what you're doing. Is keeping it alive, man. So it's very grateful. Thank you very much for reaching out to us.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
We appreciate it, and I hope we would like to do it again and give everybody just more of a fair crack. I feel like I don't talk to any one person enough, but the 4 years came out and gave stories, laughed, joked. Awesome. Everything I could have hoped for. Oh my God, it's almost 10 o'clock. We're going to let you go. I'm going to just communicate a little bit through social media to keep some things alive. And definitely, like I said, when you guys are all back in town, I'll work to get you guys together one way or the other. If I got to find a venue, if I got to beg somebody, or if Allie's got to sleep with somebody, so be it.
Wait, what was that last part?
If Allie's got to sleep with somebody, so be it. I'm volunteering all my girls for the work. But again, everybody out there.
We definitely
go on. So,
Allie, remember, whatever it takes for the show.
I'm not doing anything because it's going to end up a YouTube short. I'm not doing
That's
anything.
True. We got a great. We got a great IT guy that likes to put a lot of shorts on there and kind of catch us at our worst moments. But hey, you guys know.
We definitely need to do. We definitely need to do it. Like one last Foster Child show, I think.
I would totally do it, man. I would totally do it. I'm in. We just got to figure it out. It'd be cool to have a couple up and coming younger Philly bands to play too. Really rock and roll. Can make it like a good rock and roll night. There's great venues, TLA is probably too big, but there's great venues around. 118 North's one of them. I don't. Probably a little bigger than that might be something. But
I tell you, one that's become very big, and I don't know if any of you guys have been in contact with them or tried it yet. Is Broken Goblet Brewery? They were former band members. And they got a massive stage, but we also have. We also have
actually, that's a great spot.
It's a great
in a couple weeks. Actually, Jason Gross is it's the Gross family. Jason Gross is Danny. You know Jason probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know him, Mike, but Danny would definitely.
I met them with Bortnick. Me and Brian. I went up there with Bortnick one time after the rehearsal we did, but it was the old one, and they were telling us about this new place they were getting.
Yeah,
it's bigger. Son, that's a great spot.
My son played there a couple times in school.
Really? I tell you what, man, it's a great venue. There's one. And we also, they reopened Dobbs. So Dobbs is now slowly becoming a spot again. We might even be able to throw it at Dobbs and see what
Sweeney's?
It won't happen at Dobbs, buddy.
Start it.
Yeah, Sweeney's, Dobbs. What's that?
It won't happen at Dobbs. So
no? Okay. Bad memories. That's a story for the next time we bring this together.
They just got a lot of stuff going on right now. They got to hash out.
They do.
It's on the list.
just bring a gun with you.
Yeah. Philly's changed a little bit since the days where Dobbs was bringing in the rock stars. So Broken Goblet sounds like the winner because it's definitely a lot better. But I'm gonna if
something a little outside the city.
A little bit. But if Sidearm's going to be at Goblet, I got to get there for that. I definitely got to see it because I'm all about you guys and I'm about Broken Goblet. I think it's a great place. So I'll come up and check you guys out and. Karla be like, there's that guy from the show, Shy. There's that troublemaker.
Well,
You guys
And
aren't
Jerry,
asking Rudy enough questions here.
if you play
Good.
anywhere near me on any day other than Wednesday, I'm coming to see you. You're the only one I haven't seen live.
We're going to do it. And like I said, again, if you guys want to do this again, we'll set it up. We've had a great time. We kind of threw all
This
the
is great.
we always do questions in a timeline. That's going out the window. You guys telling stories and
I had pages written down.
you guys telling stories and just doing it is great. Down the bottom, there is a few websites to kind of find these guys. Mike, you were supposed to be a surprise. I didn't get any website for you, but the great Mike LeCompte. You can see Mike Vlanderen playing with Mike. Danny, Bobby, Karla. Of course, you can find Karla, www.rockbeautybykarla.com. It's our awesome makeup line. Excellent site. Check it out. Danny, www.featherborn.com. Sidearm Band, www.sidearmband.com. Find these guys. Get their locations. Check out their shows. There is not a bad song or seed in this. Great musicians, great artists, and awesome fucking human beings. You guys killed it tonight. I can't be
Thanks,
more
man.
grateful. Thank you so much. I'm going to cut you.
Thank you guys.
Let you go. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll be in touch
for
soon.
having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a great
See you
night.
guys.
See you later.
Later.
See you guys.
Danny, Karla,
Bobby, we're
Mike.
going to. Hey, thank you guys so much.
Thank
Everybody
you,
left me.
Danny. Greatly appreciate. Now I'm just like slowly clipping people off and letting them do their thing, and I let them out one at a time. And sometimes people don't want to hit it, but let them go. And Allie, first of all, great job to bring that. Great job bringing that all together. Awesome. You timed it, and you said we're going to do it at this time frame and this time frame, and then we had Mike, and he disappeared, and I'm like, uh-oh. But he said he got kicked off, and it happens sometimes. It's live, but it's also like app and webcasting, and sometimes you lose it. I will send you message me on Facebook if you can find us, or if not, I'll try to get you on Twitch. I'll tell you about Broken Goblet. It's a big, beautiful brewery up here in my area. It's Bucks County Brewery. The owners are former band members, so they know all about great stage, nice big stage, lighting. The beer's good, the atmosphere is great. Definitely a place. Excuse me, for some shows.
And we didn't get to really go through and put their schedules and everything up. So maybe we can put that up on the Yo Show's site. So
we can
wants to catch one of their shows.
Exactly. Like I said, there's some websites down the bottom to find them. And don't forget Karla's great project, Rock Beauty by Karla. Awesome. She's terrific. They're all terrific together. And like I said, after a while, you feel like you start to lose touch with telling everybody's story. And at the end, it became just a great free-for-all of former foster child stories.
And you've got to be going out of your mind right now. Like they said that they're up for it.
Right? And I didn't want to throw it out there. I'm like, leave it alone and maybe we'll mess him in. I'm like, you know what?
He was super excited. He was really containing himself. I'm really proud of you because it would have probably been like me seeing Sky Sweetnam.
Exactly. That was great for me. And I know I said, Danny said, I'm going to get there early, just kind of linger in the back. And he was doing it. And then Mike came in and they were all kind of lingering. I'm like, I just hope everybody hangs in and was cool. And they were happy to see Mike. It was a terrific surprise. Excuse me.
Yeah, the only one that kind of knew that there was a surprise coming, didn't know what it was Karla.
Yeah, that's very cool. Like you said,
because I was like, you got to keep Bobby. You got to keep Bobby there.
Right. And it gets tough. We appreciate it. We had, God, the three of them between backstage and being there were over an hour. I know it's a lot. They got things to do. And like I said, Rockstar Life, you're always busy. I had so many questions to ask about Rockstar Life and all that. But what happens here a lot on Wednesdays, and it happens on Tuesdays sometimes too. Right now. At some of these nights, the guests get so good with improv and just telling their own story, you're like, okay, let's go a different direction. And that's what happened tonight. And man, if they catch the ending or they watch the ending on replay, if they're still here, whatever, a massive thank you to Danny, Bobby, Karla, Mike. That was sensational.
Also, Joe Steiber, Rotation Records, everyone, thank you so much. Because that was really awesome.
We had a nice crowd coming in and out watching, and that's awesome. My wife's like, oh my God, these people are watching on YouTube, and that's great. We appreciate it. And like I said, people were talking it up days leading up to this, and Karla's awesome with social media, just blowing it up. And she's terrific. And I don't know much of her as I do the guys. She's fantastic, and she's like the perfect piece to all that puzzle. Phenomenal.
Oh, she's a one-woman show.
Absolutely. And when you first got her, I said, "Doesn't she have a band?" And you're like, "No." And here, apparently, Ass and Bass is her band, which I would pay to see. And then Danny gave props to our logo and everything. Just a great
I
night.
feel like we should promote that.
I know, right? Like everything is coming up. Yo show. And real quick, some news. We do little segments here. It's almost time to go. My guy came out late at this, but
Are you going back to the itinerary?
I know, right? Rest in peace to a sex icon, Raquel Welch, one of the sexiest women ever. Yeah, it happened today. A lot of people didn't even hear about it. It happened so late in the day. One of these just absolute queens of a sexual figure in the 60s and the 70s, and just a gorgeous woman through and through to the very end. Passed away today at the age of 82. Allie, I got to tell you, I see your sad face. Women, men, everybody loved Raquel Welch because even in being sexy, she knew what to do with it, how to do it, how to be professional about it, and
Classy way.
very and some great movie roles. Later in life on Seinfeld, a lot of Seinfeld people knew her for the walking with your arms. Just great, and that happened today. Very sad. 82 years old, the amazing Raquel Welch. So rest in peace, definitely. The Eagles did lose in the Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't really want to get into it. It hurts. It hurts a lot, Allie. I'm barely getting over it, and I know.
You know what? It was a very entertaining game, though.
One of the greatest games I've ever watched. It sucks to be on the short end of that stick. I'm not saying
for that last-minute miracle.
We all did, and I was hoping for a missed field goal and to give Hurts one more chance. The play with the holding, I was like, I can't believe we stopped them, and there comes the flag. I'm not going to blame it on that. There's so much game.
I was holding on to the last minute.
Absolutely. Even when they were 70 yards away with 4 seconds left, you're like, hey, something can happen here. You know, but tough season, great game. I got ripped by every Cowboy, Redskin, Giant fan I know. Matt had a loss. Hey, we got there. We had a great run, a great season.
So what do you think of Rihanna's performance?
We're going to talk about that. And the reason why, and here's the thing. I love her. Always have. I adore her. The performance, I get a little tired of a couple of things. Number one, I don't like lip syncing, which everybody says she was lip syncing. Number two, the act of the ghost mystery dancers, that's over. Show your dancers. These people work hard.
Squid Games.
Right. These people work hard too. Show their face. They're busting their ass. They're on the Super Bowl. Their family wants to see them too. Enough of that shadow dancing, cover dancing, mystery, not quite there dancing. I don't know about you.
I thought Slipknot was coming out for a minute.
Everybody said that. But, I mean, she revealed the pregnancy, and that's cool. But, all the women were like, oh, my gosh, she's pregnant. All right, pregnant women go to work. Pregnant women perform.
Really? Because I said it, and everyone's like, no, she's not. I'm like, yeah, she really is. Yeah. I even wrote online, I'm like, how many people Googled that? Because I know I went right on my phone immediately, but it was kind of intriguing because I was trying to find out how she was harnessed in.
Right.
And I couldn't find the harness, but somebody told me that it was actually I guess a belt or what was around her.
Yeah. But you get the classless people. You get the classless people. I thought I was looking at Andy Reid up there. Oh, she is pregnant. She's got a belly because she's pregnant. Give the girl a break. I think she's beautiful, though. I do love her. Wasn't crazy about the performance, but for me, being a football junkie, when halftime comes, I got to run to get my grub because I don't miss a second of the action. So to me, I run, I get my food. I'm listening to the women at the party cheering and clapping. That's great. I could do without it. Halftime show to me has never meant much.
Oh, I was jamming out. I definitely love all her songs. I thought it was impressive her going up that high. I could never do that.
Oh, that's something.
I give her props.
Yeah, that makes me dizzy.
Everyone's like, oh, well, she got paid a lot for doing the Super Bowl. I don't care. You could offer me any amount of money and you're not getting me up on like that was like Super Smash Brothers, like going all the way up, like no way.
And yeah, like again, it wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't bad at all. She played a lot of the great hits. I said the thing people had a problem with was her not singing. But I got to tell you, in a venue like that, for the quick setup you have, singing isn't necessarily the best idea. It could come out really butchered. Even rock bands have done it in the past. So I have no problem with that. She went out, she performed, did a great job.
I didn't even get the lip syncing vibe. Really? Is that what they're like saying on social media?
A lot of people say, no, she didn't even sing. And I got to tell you, that doesn't bother me. She's out there performing, whatever. Excuse me. Woo. I held that pretty good tonight.
Once I realized she wasn't like fully dancing and like getting into it like I was expecting.
Yeah.
I kind of was more into the dancing and like just trying to enjoy it. I mean, I did get roped back into it with the Slipknot stuff. And I mean, like there were certain parts that I was like, I was pulled back, but I mean, I was just loving Riri.
I thought it was much better than last year, and I'm not being closed-minded to the rap scene. I just don't think, as a whole, it did any justice. Nobody was happy with what Eminem sung.
Did you get me rolling my eyes at you? I rolled my eyes. That was a eye roll.
When?
Because last year was amazing.
I didn't like last year's. That's okay. You can eye roll. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't think it was right. And even Jewel, who's a massive Eminem fan, said, like, where was the good stuff? Like, where was his best stuff? Like, he didn't give us much. I thought the whole production, to have all of them out there, these people were legends. Nobody really had their clutch moment at being at the Super Bowl, I think. My opinion.
I'm trying to think back. I can't think of any, like, really, I don't know.
Well, this one, like Bruno Mars and Prince.
Yeah, so...
Great calls. Timberlake did good when we took out Janet Jackson's boobie. We all like that. Like I said, I never really watched them that in depth because, like, I mean, they had Shakira and J-Lo.
That
like,
surprises me for how much of a sports fan you are. You can only name 3.
3 what?
3 halftime shows?
Yeah, like I said, I don't really pay that much attention. They just don't do that much for me. I like the game. A nice thumbs up emoji from our friend Steve Giordano. We love the emojis. Send them to us to show us you're watching and that you care. Speaking of watching and care, we got a couple of great episodes coming up. So check them out. Be a part of the party. And I got to set it up here with next week. Next week or 2 weeks?
Overwatched.
Oh, so I'm sorry. It is next week. Next 2 weeks.
Nail bite.
Yeah, next 2 weeks are going to blow your mind. Next week, we bring you one of the absolute hottest bands on earth. It is the metal sensation Nailbite. They're going to be on our program. Can't wait for that. We're going to play some videos from their new songs. We already got the permission to, yeah, man, knock them out. Play them to death on the show. So Nailbite will be here next Wednesday, the 22nd, and March 1st. We welcome the amazing Mr. Michael Lohan. Michael Lohan, Allie had some connects with him. She said, how about our show? I said, what's it all about? She told me, said, okay, I'll check it out. Come on. So Michael Lohan will be on the program March 1st. We'll have a great conversation with him. Very excited for that.
He's got a lot to say.
He does, and I'm excited for it. He's a guy with a lot to say. I'm excited to hear what he has to say. This is the forum to open it up and see what you got to say. So Michael Lohan, March 1st. Another person who says, I got a lot to say. March 8th, singer Bree Teller. Local girl, you may know her from American Idol, going to come on and has got some stories to tell. Another guy who likes to talk. We got the talkers coming up. March 15th, celebrity boxing creator and promoter Damon Feldman will be on the program on the 15th. He's got a lot to say. He's got some big shows coming up. And I know, and a new podcast from the guy who doesn't like podcasts, right? March 22nd, as we said, we're going to have a great time with the Women's Forum. We're going to just play it and have some fun. A lot of women talk on social media about, and they all want to be heard about these stories about men and how they act and social media and how to let them down. They're going to come on. We're going to get like anywhere from like 4 to 6 of them, maybe mix them in and out. They're going to come on and tell some fun stories. You're going to have a great time with that.
You can't give a number because who knows, but you never know.
some might back out of fear. Some are so pumped they mess me every day. Some might be like, I like the last second. March 29th, a super Canadian model, Miss Donica Wild. The name says it all. She is wild. She is hot, 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 and very cool. And speaking of hot and cool, April 19th, actress Ivy Smith scheduled to be on the program. Allie, we ran right to 10 o'clock somehow. I don't know how we got out right on time with that awesome ensemble, but a massive thanks again to Danny Beissel, Bobby Pirylis, Karla Pirylis, and Mike Vanderlyn. We greatly appreciate everybody coming in. Their websites are rammed down the bottom. And like I said, if you know Philly, you know Mike LeComte, check out Mike playing bass with him. Danny Beissel will be back in town soon. Featherborn, Foster Shot. I actually lined up 6 songs. I played one. I
so much.
No, with so much. And Allie said, this show's going to run us. It sure did. It ran us to the end. My voice is shot. I'm going to wake up feeling even worse tomorrow than I did today.
No, let's hope not.
Yeah, let's hope not indeed. I got to get healthy. This has been killing me. But, Allie, great job. Great show. It went so fast. I feel like, you know what I mean? All the prep, putting everything back together. But I thank you, Allie. I thank myself.
If you're in the area, Sweeney's, they're having their Future Star show Sunday. Oh, yes. Stop in.
I'm sorry, I forgot that again. I did forget the banner. Forgot to mention it. I'll post it on my page, though. Another one like we had a couple weeks back. We found some great bands. Like I said, Nailbite being one of them will be with us next week. Milo Sky, who was already with us, has been part of these programs. And there's great bands. We got some still on the hook from the last time. We're going to check out more this time. It's Sweeney's this Sunday. It is the Future Stars show run by Elena Brokus Productions. She does a great job getting these young bands together. Sweeney's is an awesome venue, nice little bar, nice stage. Come on out, have a good time. You said it's kid-friendly this time, correct?
Yeah, kid-friendly. I'm bringing dads.
Kid-friendly, and it's just a measly $10 to get in. We're also going to see 5, 6 bands and have a great time for just $10. Nowhere but Sweeney's. And we got more stuff coming up. Murphy's has said, hey, let's put something together and bring you guys back. You just heard right there. Foster Child said, you find a venue, you set it up, we will be there. That's more to look forward to. That puts the holy in holy shit. So we definitely got a lot coming up. We're going to take you out with the music of St. Ricketts. If you guys are out there, Allie wants you to play. We're trying to get St. Ricketts. That's next. Although, we heard Dobbs might be out of the question. I'm going to ask Bobby what that's all about. I don't know.
You said they got to get their shit together, so we'll just...
That's okay. We'll let them get their shit together.
They get their shit together, and then we'll get them.
Yeah, right. You have to cater to us. Get your shit together. Then we'll come calling. I do like Broken Gauntlet, though. We'll see how it all works out. All right. St. Ricketts, www.strickett's.com. The Catalyst. Let me get rid of that first couple seconds of speaking because they hate that more than I do. Right there. There we go. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Introduce yourself. You're doing a fire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. Do you hear the call? Coiling the wire. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this desire. I have found the catalyst, and I have found the catalyst in you. Understand yourself. This is not a test. You have all the reason to begin again. Honor this request. Do you wait for love? Put your request Yes, there will be days when the sky is gray, but I will remain. Catalyst in you, chemical reaction incinerates the gravity. I found the catalyst in you. Introduce yourself. God, do